Good evening, everybody, and welcome to McKeon Park in Hyannis, Massachusetts. Owen Sughrue alongside Nick Magas for tonight's matchup between the Wareham Gatemen and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Gatemen coming off of a good but also not great last game at Chatham. Nick, how'd that go for Wareham?
Well, it's interesting. They've come off two straight ties now. The first of those two ties felt brutal. And last night they came back and they really dominated a game against a pretty good Chatham team, but felt like they escaped with a tie at the end of that one. Chatham came out, threw the ball pretty well in the early going, but the Gatemen got the bats together. They got 4 runs on 8 hits over the course of the night. They scattered those 8 hits across all 9 innings, and on the pitching side for them, they were fantastic. 19 strikeouts on the game. They were putting Chatham hitters down like easily throughout that whole ball game. But one hit they allowed, the Gatemen, and it was a grand slam. Lyle Miller Green. All 4 RBI, all 4 runs for the Gatemen. A one-hitter, a single grand slam tied the ball game 4-4. That was the final score. And in the 9th inning, some fireworks on the field coming from the dugout and coming from myself. It was a call at first, or it was a check swing on a 1-2 count that was appealed to the umpire at second base. They ruled that the batter did not go around, and it was a play that would have ended the ball game. And it's something that Jack and I and you and I have debated on air countless times over the course of the season, who should be making that call. But in that situation, the call didn't go the way of the Gatemen, and it looked to that might be the final nail for them. They put another runner on base, didn't know if they were going to be able to get out of that ball game with a tie in the bottom of the 9th inning, but they were able to shut him down and got out of there 2 ties in a row now for the Gatemen.
Yeah, certainly in a lot of ways it was a great game for Wareham, but the ties have been, in these past 2, it's been not the outcome that the Gatemen would have wanted. 2 winnable games, I think. And
very winnable games.
Right, as we look at the standings, Gatemen now tied with Katuitt for second in the West. And, you know, I think in some ways we'll be interested to see how, as the season goes on, that they were the only 2 teams to play last night. The other 4 games were canceled. So, you know, and when a lot of other teams were getting 0 points in a season like this, when any game you can play, you should want to play. I think from the perspective of the team, your worst outcome is 0 points, which is the amount of points that all other 8 teams got. So I think, you know, you're happy enough with 1 point, and, you know, certainly in a lot of ways they'd be bummed about not winning that game, but a point's a point in some ways.
A point's a point, especially when no other team on the Cape has a chance to pick up that point. So the Gatemen certainly wanted to win that game. It would have been nice to win that game. That would have put them in sole possession of second place in the West Division, but they come away with their 1. I will be interested to see if they keep the format of the standings the way they are for the rest of the year, because we've seen a couple teams not get rained out on days when everybody else has been over the course of this season now, and it is an unfair advantage to be playing more games. So whether they revert to something more like a win percentage for finding out who those top 2 teams are in each division, I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see if that stands.
It sure will, yeah. Just an interesting season, and I believe we heard before this game that Falmouth canceled their game tonight. So, right, that's another one, and that's just, you know, those things could add up as the season goes on.
Falmouth just with rain weather damage on the field. I mean, the field doesn't drain well if it doesn't drain well, and that's what happened to them tonight. Just carry over from a bad weather day here on the Cape yesterday.
So looking ahead to tonight, going through the starting lineups, starting with the visiting Gatemen. Leading off, it'll be Tommy Troy. Second is Jim Jarvis, followed by Yohandy Morales, Owen Diodati, then Kellum Clark, who we'll talk about. He's fairly new, just got activated a few days ago out of Mississippi State after their CWS championship run. Then Cade Kern is back in the lineup after an off day last night. And then Jimmy Crooks at DH. And then Anthony Frechette is making the start at catcher, followed by Tres Gonzalez in the 9th spot. On the mound for the Gatemen is Nick Clayton. And then looking to Hyannis, leading off it'll be Caden Rose, the center fielder out of Alabama, along with Owen Diodati and Jim Jarvis. And then Kyle Ball, followed by Marcus Pujols, Luke Mann, then Ryan Proto, and then Mason Greer, followed by Dominic Johnson, Mitchell Hardigan, Ryan Romano in the 9th spot. And then it'll be Adrian Saravo, who we saw last time the Gatemen played Hyannis too.
Yeah, Saravo was on the mound in Wareham the first time these 2 teams met this season, and he had a good start, was handed the loss in that ball game, but went 3 2/3, gave up just 1 run. And it was a game in which Hyannis got shut out by the Gatemen. So he pitched well, just that 1 earned run on the season. He's been one of the best that the Hyannis Harbor Hawks have. 2.7 ERA over a total of 6 2/3 innings pitched. He'll make his third start of the year tonight.
Yeah, now looking at this Hyannis lineup, Nick, this is a team that's struggled offensively. It has not been easy. Hyannis at 2-12. There just aren't too many bats that are going for them right now.
The batting average for the team is at 173. That's the lowest in the Cape League, and that should say it all. Only 2 guys in this entire batting order hitting over 200. Their best hitter is in the 3 spot tonight, Marcos Pujols, hitting 250 on the year, 2 home runs, the second of which came last night in Hyannis' 11-6 loss to Orleans.
Yeah, so also with a 5.6 ERA, which I believe is also the highest in the Cape League for Hyannis. So that's not an easy combination to get some wins. Again, 2-12. They're in last right now in the West Division as we're just about to get set with Tommy Troy, the second baseman, leading things off here at McKeon Park. First pitch from Sughrue. Troy shows bunt, tries to pull back, but fouls that one off. Not quite in time. It was a little high, but he finds himself down 0-1.
Uncomfortable feeling to start a game when you square around to bunt, face up to the pitcher, and a fastball comes high and tight.
0-1 to Troy. He fouls that one off, takes a swing on that one, but hits him in the left foot, so he's down quickly 0-2.
Troy in the leadoff spot last night for the second consecutive game. Just 1 for 5, but came up with perhaps the biggest hit of the ballgame for the Gatemen, an RBI triple.
His third of the season. He comes into this game batting .281, also has a home run. And the 0-2 from Sughrue. He goes breaking ball, misses just outside. So 1-2 to Troy. As the lights come on here in Hyannis, still plenty of light, just past 6 o'clock Eastern time. And the pitch, Troy fouls that one off, so he stays alive, remains at 1-2.
Just about a fastball slider mix for Adrian Sughrue. The fastball will sit in the low to mid 90s. Come with the slider when he's ahead in the count, as we saw him do in Wareham just last week.
And the 1-2 stays up high, so the count even at 2 for Troy. Troy has been excellent in the field as well as at the plate for the Gatemen so far this season. In the middle infield with Jim Jarvis. And the 2-2. Troy hits that into the left side of the infield, up high. Kyle Ball, the shortstop, makes the catch pretty easily. It is windy, that one not quite as easy as it might otherwise be. The wind, I think you mentioned a few games ago, Nick, just always seems to play a factor in these games, and it's blowing in from left field tonight. So Ball had to make a bit of an adjustment, but still fairly routine. So 1 away for Jim Jarvis.
Well, it is summer ball, but it feels like just about every one of these games is played in either the rain or the wind. Sometimes it's helping, sometimes it's hurting, but it's always a factor.
First pitch to Jarvis, catches the outside corner. Jarvis comes into tonight batting .241 with 3 doubles and 5 RBI. Played a lot of games at the leadoff spot, again in the 2 spot tonight. He takes that, misses low and away, so the count even at 1 for Jarvis.
That breeze tonight coming hard out of the left field corner. Just 318 down the left field line to the fence, but should be holding up baseballs all night.
And that one's in there for strike 2. Reminds me a little bit of Fenway Park, I think, sometimes when that wind's blowing in. It's not a long way to left field, but that wind certainly coming in, making it play quite a bit longer. And this fence in left field, I'd say about 30 feet shorter than the Green Monster, so maybe that's a hitter's advantage. As Jarvis swings and misses on the 1-2, so it's 2 away quickly for Hyannis Morales, the third baseman.
Tried to check his swing, but he did go around. No appeal that time.
That brings up Hyannis. He comes into tonight batting .250 with an RBI as he takes a breaking ball low and away for ball 1. Morales at third base tonight. And the 1-0 to Hyannis, misses low.
Morales went 1 for 4 last night in Chatham. Hitless in the tie with Harwich a few nights ago, but 2 long flyouts to deep center field. He's been swinging the bat well since he arrived here earlier this week.
And the 2-0, he fouls that one back into the netting behind home plate. Some fans along the left field bleachers, also behind home plate. And the 2-1 grounds that back to the pitcher, Saravo, who will underhand it to the first baseman, Pujols, to record out number 3. Scoreless after the top of the first. We'll be back at McKeon Park on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today. We enter the bottom of the first at McKeon Park. Owen, Sughrue, and Nick Magas with you tonight as the Gatemen take on the Harbor Hawks. Gatemen win 1-2-3 to open things up, and it's Nick Clayton on the mound for Wareham. Clayton comes into tonight with an 0-2 record, a 4.82 ERA. This is his 4th appearance and his 3rd start, and he's pitched 9 1/3 so far this season. Clayton, the right-hander out of Clemson.
Gatemen went down in order in the top of the first, but they did that in both the first and the second inning last night at Chatham before they were able to get things going with the bats. Finished that game with 8 hits, tied it 4-4 with Chatham when it was all said and done.
First pitch to Caden Rose is hitting to shallow left side of the infield, popped up high, an easy catch for Hyannis Morales. So 1 pitch, 1 out. That brings up Kyle Ball.
Nick Clayton making his 4th start on the Cape League. Started the season opener at Cotuit. Also pitched against Falmouth and against Bourne. Been pretty good for the Gatemen to this point. One of 2 guys out of Clemson that they have that were relievers trying to move into more of a starting role for their team next season. So we've seen Clayton and Gilbert now a handful of times trying to extend their outings more than they have in their past.
First pitch to the shortstop, Kyle Ball, is a fastball in there for strike 1. Ball comes into tonight batting 140 with 2 doubles and 6 RBI. And the 0-1, he grounds that softly toward the left side of the infield. The throw from Morales is in time. A great throw and a great play by Kellum Clark over at first base to get out number 2.
Handy Morales moving toward his glove hand side down the line, picks up that ball, guns it to first, and a good pick by Kellum Clark on the back end, gets the big hop. Morales had his struggles on defense against Harwich a couple nights ago, but this time making a real slick play and now recording the first 2 outs of the inning for his pitcher.
As Marcos Pujols, the first baseman out of Dayton, steps in to the lefty batter's box. First pitch to Pujols. That's in there for strike 1. Pujols comes into tonight batting .250. That's the highest average on this Hyannis team with 2 homers and 7 RBI. He hits this one way deep into right field. If it's fair, it's gone. And we await the call.
They said it's a foul ball.
And they say it's foul. That one was way over the right field fence, and it's a laugh from Pujols on his way back to home plate. That one was absolutely bombed.
Well, that one cleared the right field foul pole by about 80 feet. And when the pole's only 20 feet tall, I don't even know how you can make that call.
So the count is at 0-2 for Pujols after that, and strike 3. So from triumph to the dugout for Marcos Pujols. After 1, we're scoreless at McKeon Park. We'll be back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
We enter the top of the second at McKeon Park in Hyannis. Owen, Sughrue, and Nick Magas with you tonight. After quite a threat from Marcos Pujols in the bottom of the first, it's still scoreless. And it'll be Owen Diodati, the left fielder, leading things off for Wareham.
Throw it back to that potential home run from Pujols. It ended up being a 450-foot strike. But a bomb down the right field line. And with the wind coming hard out of left field, it was pushing that ball foul the whole way. Some people said it was foul. Some people said it was way foul. But either way, on a day when that wind wasn't as much of a factor as it is today, that ball would have been well over the fence, and it would have been 1-0 Hyannis in the bottom of the first.
And Diodati takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. And Diodati, so far this season, batting .288, 2 doubles, 4 homers. He has been phenomenal at the plate for Wareham. He takes a changeup that misses high, so the count even at 1.
Diodati with the hottest start to the season out of any of the Gatemen, but guys have started to figure out how to pitch to him in the past week. Seeing the batting average drop quite a little bit since the start of this week.
Diodati takes another fastball up high, so the count at 2-1. The pitch, that's a swing and a miss from Diodati, so 2-2 the count. Diodati split time between outfield and DH for Alabama this past season. We've seen him at left field just about every game this season so far.
So I'm working out behind the plate before the season started with the Gatemen, but yet to see him there in a game to this point.
And Owen grounds this just foul. Dribbler down the right field line. So the count will stay at 2-2. Diodati has been working on his opposite field power. We know he can pull the ball. His home runs have been to right field.
All 4 of them.
All 4. But we've seen glimpses of that opposite field power, a couple of doubles, and something he's working on. He takes the 2-2 low and away, a fastball. So the count full for Diodati.
Adrian Saravo back on the mound for Hyannis. Put the Gatemen down in order in the top of the first. making his third start for the Harbor Hawks this season.
Payoff pitch from Sughrue. Diodati grounds this toward the right side of the infield, and it's through for a base hit. So Diodati, the first man to reach for Wareham in this game here in the top of the second. Diodati has had some trouble as of late, especially with strikeouts early in games, so a good sign for him reaching in his first at bat, and that brings up Kellum Clark out of Mississippi State.
Kellum Clark, one of a couple College World Series champions that arrived with the Gatemen just a few days ago, made his first start last night in Chatham, was 0 for 3 and hit by a pitch. But making his second consecutive start at first base now, a position where we'd seen Angelo Despina for almost the entire season.
First pitch to Clark, he fouls that one toward the backstop. Clark at Mississippi State, he batted .237 with 5 home runs during Mississippi State's national championship, their first national championship of any team sport in their school's history. So very exciting for them. Beat Vanderbilt in the final of the CWS.
Were you as surprised to hear that as I was their first national championship in any sport?
Shocked. So the 0-1 coming. Swing and a miss from Clark.
For a school with as much athletic talent across the board and with a fan base as loud and passionate as they are at Mississippi State, I was shocked to hear that that was their first national championship in any sport.
Same here. A football program is very storied, and a baseball program that's had lots of success too, but just their first championship. But for me too, that was the one that surprised me. Any team sport, it was their first championship. Huge news. It's the 0-2 to Clark. He hits this well into right field. Backing up is Johnson, and he makes an incredible catch at the wall. And that sends Diodati back to first. That one was inches from being a home run, and a great catch from the right fielder, Dominic Johnson.
Wow, Dominic Johnson tracking that ball all the way back to the wall, has a beat on it, finds the fence with his right hand, and then leaps and makes the catch right at the tape at the top of the wall. It was extra bases for sure. Very likely would have been a home run for Kellum Clark. But a tip of the cap from Adrian Sughrue says thank you very much. Keeps Owen Diodati on first base in this game scoreless.
That brings up Cade Kern, again back in the lineup after being off last night. First pitch is in the dirt. Diodati heads to second. He slides, and he's safe. So after first pitch missed low, Diodati able to reach second. It's 0-1 for Cade Kern. Back in right field tonight, that outfield, it's Diodati, Gonzalez, and Kern going from left to right for the Wareham outfield tonight.
Kern just 1 for his last 22. Most recent hit came in Wareham's home game against Hyannis. That was his only hit of that 22 at-bat stretch.
He grounds this to the third baseman, and he fires over to first. Diodati heads back to third. So Diodati able to reach. A good throw from Luke Mann to Pujols. Pujols' throw back to Mann, not in time. So Diodati on third base for Crooks.
Well, that was great base running by Owen Diodati. Luke Mann picked up that ground ball and didn't take the time to really look Diodati back to first. And with good speed from Cade Kern down the line, had to hustle to get that ball across the diamond. And Diodati, who never really had to retreat to second, able to take third easily on that play.
Diodati on third, 2 outs for Jimmy Crooks at DH tonight. Again, Frechette getting the start behind the plate. Pitch to the lefty. Crooks misses low and away.
And that's nothing other than rest for Jimmy Crooks. He has been excellent behind the dish all season for the Gatemen. Threw out yet another base runner last night, trying to take second base.
He's been great at the plate, too, batting. He's batting .300, and he lines this into left field for a base hit. So that scores Owen Diodati. It's a single for Crooks. So the Gatemen lead 1-0.
And a 9-game hit streak for Jimmy Crooks. He extended it right there. 2 hits last night in Chatham, and now the batting average above .300 for the first time since the early part of this season.
Crooks has been outstanding for Wareham this season. And now it's Anthony Frechette. He's 0 for 4 on the Cape League season. He's also good behind the plate. Frechette out of George Washington, like teammate Cade Fergus. First pitch to Frechette. Breaking ball that just misses low and outside. Frechette thought about it, but able to hold back.
Frechette made his first start for the Gatemen on Monday. The only game he's appeared in so far, that was at Harwich.
So we'll look over to Crooks for Saravo, and the pitch. That one's a fastball that misses low. 2-0 for Frechette. Frechette with the most games caught in the A-10 this past season. Started behind the plate in 41 of 44 games. Batted .260 with 5 doubles, a home run, and 19 RBI for George Washington. So 2-0. Grounds this toward left side of the infield. A shortstop tosses over to Ryan Romano at second, and a good play from Kyle Ball to Ryan Romano to get out number 3. Gatemen do add 1 in the top of the second. They lead 1-0 when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsin.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare offers a comprehensive array of medical services delivered by top-notch teams of healthcare providers. Their physicians provide the best evidence-based and proven medicine at their state-of-the-art facilities. If you need them, they'll be there.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well. Welcome back to McKeon Park. Owen, Sughrue, and Nick Magas with you for tonight's matchup between the Gatemen and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. After 1 run in the top of the second, Diodati able to score off of the single from Jimmy Crooks. And that's been the difference. It's 1-0 early as we enter the bottom of the second here in Hyannis.
Jimmy Crooks picked up his 3rd run batted in of the Cape League season, and a little bit of breathing room for Nick Clayton on for his 2nd inning of work. Sat Hyannis down in order in the top or the bottom of the 1st inning. And now he takes the mound again. Always nice to be a pitcher with a lead, especially a starting pitcher with a lead.
First pitch to the 3rd baseman, Luke Mann, misses inside. Mann batting cleanup, batting just .161 on the season, has 1 double out of Mizzou. The pitch misses high, 2-0 for Mann.
Mann 1 for his last 15 in the CCBL season.
2-0, that's a swing and a miss, so 2-1. Mann batted .224 for Mizzou this past season with 29 RBI. He takes the 2-1, low and inside.
And he was primarily recruited as a pitcher. The #1 ranked right-handed pitcher in Missouri coming out of high school, but hasn't pitched at Mizzou since 2019.
And 3-1. He takes a check swing and ends up fouling it off. So the count full for Mann.
That's not the 3-1 swing you want. Usually a hitter's count when you can Swinging a fastball down the middle, but that time unsure, and now it goes 3-2.
The payoff pitch is grounded back to Clayton, and he'll jog and underhand over to Kellum Clark for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second. That brings up Ryan Proto out of UMass Lowell. He's 0 for 2 on this Cape League season. Proto from Centerville, Mass. He went to Barnstable High School, just about 20 minutes from here. Maybe 40 minutes on a day like today. First pitch to Proto is a breaking ball that misses low and outside.
Well, nobody could get out to the Cape yesterday, or get onto the Cape yesterday with all the rain that we had. So everybody decided to do it today, and the traffic was bad across the board.
And the 1-0 is in there for a strike for Proto. Proto batted .298 this past season at UMass Lowell. Behind the plate tonight as he takes the 1-1. It's a breaking ball in there for strike 2. Was a 2-sport athlete in high school. Played hockey and baseball. He takes the 1-2 up high, so the count even at 2.
Playing in just his 3rd game in the CCBL season is Proto.
He fouls this one off. Stay alive. The count's still even at 2. Speaking of Clemson with Nick Clayton, Proto had a cousin, Mike Proto, who played baseball at Clemson as well. So 2-2 for Proto. Pitch coming from Clayton. Another foul. Grounded between the backstop and the Harbor Hawks dugout. Proto staying alive. No men on, 1 out. Gatemen leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. And that's a called strike 3. Fastball caught the outside corner at 92 for Nick Clayton. So 2 outs for the DH Mason Greer.
Second strikeout of the day for Nick Clayton. Caught him looking with the slider away. Started over the middle of the plate, caught the outside corner. Proto unable to pull the trigger. And now Clayton has sat down all 5 of the first Harbor Hawks he's faced.
First pitch to the DH Mason Greer, misses low. Greer out of McLennan Community College. Jimmy Crooks spent some time there too. Baseball powerhouse. Crooks, of course, transferred over to Oklahoma. And the 1-0 missed low. So it's 2-0 for Greer. Greer batting .125 on this season. He has 1 double. He grounds this one, foul down the right field line.
Greer drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the 37th round of the draft in 2019. MLB draft, of course, getting started tomorrow. The first round, July 11th, a day a lot of these Cape League players all around the Cape have been waiting for many, many years.
2-1 to Greer. Just gets past the glove of Frechette, so it's 3-1. Pitch from Clayton. This one's hit way up high. Frechette backing up toward the dugout. He's able to make the catch for out number 3. So second straight 1-2-3 inning for Nick Clayton and the Gatemen. They lead 1-0 after 2 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about the programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Top of the third inning with the Gatemen coming to bat. Adrian Saravo back on the mound for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. 1-0 in favor of the Gatemen, as a Jimmy Crooks RBI single put the Gatemen ahead in the top of the second. To lead it off for them now, it'll be Tres Gonzalez, then the top of the order. Adrian Saravo on the mound once again, and he has a story much like so many early college ball players. Coming out of high school a couple years ago, widely considered one of the New England's top high school prospects. And he was ready to go to the draft. And when the draft was cut down to just 5 rounds last year, he chose to forego a scholarship offer to UConn, was confident he'd get picked in a 10-round draft if they had it, but it was cut down and he wasn't able to get drafted. So had to go the JUCO route, pitched well at Weatherford College this year, and now coming out of junior college draft eligible once again, and pitching well in the Cape League so far. Delivers ball 1 to Tres Gonzalez.
And it's interesting because Gonzalez, in 2019, he was drafted in the 37th round by the Dodgers, so it's a big change to that draft structure.
Breaking ball taken outside, even the count at 1 to Tres Gonzalez. Started slow at the plate in the CCBL season, but has turned it on as of late. Batting average up to .270, as he's 4 for his last 7. Takes a 90-mile-per-hour fastball upstairs, and now ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Breeze has died down a little bit, but still coming out of the left field corner. Outfield straight up, spread out, playing Gonzalez in the 9-hole for the Gatemen. Checks it up, takes a strike, count goes 2-2. Gonzalez, the lefty, waits for the 2-2 pitch. Grounded to the right side. Ryan Romano picks it up, throws to first, and gets out number 1 here in the top of the third.
This would have been a good streak for Gonzalez, back to 4 for 8.
4 for his last 8, yep. And that brings us back to the top of the Gatemen order. Nobody aboard, 1 out in the top of the third inning. Tommy Troy leading off in the spot for the 3rd consecutive game. First pitch to him is a slider in the dirt. Takes it for ball 1.
And I've been interested by the move for Troy to the leadoff position. Again, we saw Jarvis there a lot, but we've seen Troy there more recently in the past few games.
Troy sends a fly ball out to left field. Mitchell Hardigan coming on. Caden Rose now calling him off, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Caden Rose, the starting center fielder tonight for the Harbor Hawks, taking charge on that fly ball. And with the wind still coming in from left field, just beating down some baseballs that have gone up in the air in the early part of this game, including pushing a potential home run foul off the bat of Marcos Pujols in his first plate appearance. There's strike 1 from Saravo to Jim Jarvis. Jarvis into this game hitting .241. Struck out his first time up. Misses low with a breaking ball. Jarvis steps out now into the box quickly. Likes to work as quickly in the box as Jim Jarvis as Saravo does on the mound. Swings and misses at that pitch, falls down 1-2.
Really nice breaking ball there from Saravo. Definitely got Jarvis off balance, so here we go. 2 strikes.
What we love the most from Jim Jarvis. The 1-2 pitch. Lifted to center field. Caden Rose will have a chance on it again, calling everybody off, and picks it up about 10 steps before the infield. So that is out number 3. We'll send it to the bottom of the third. Gatemen still leading by 1.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. Another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreational management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science, online at www.currycollege.edu. Whether you are recently retired or still working, Fairway Financial can help you create clearly defined retirement income strategies to help protect your wealth, create guaranteed income for life, and provide a legacy for your family. We are committed to earning your trust by thoroughly understanding your goals and dreams and helping you gain greater financial confidence. To learn more, visit Fairway Financial in South Yarmouth or go to fairwayfinancial.net.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at www.curry.edu.
Gatemen lead 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Nick Magas and Owen Sughrue here from McKeon Park in Hyannis, Massachusetts. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks will come to the plate. Nick Clayton back on the mound for the Gatemen. Sat them down in order in his first 2 innings of work. Now he'll face the bottom 3 in the lineup for the Harbor Hawks.
It's really been pretty smooth sailing for Clayton so far. 2 1-2-3 innings. Looks comfortable on the mound.
Quickly out of the windup, and that hit him. First pitch caught Dominic Johnson in the top of the helmet, and he'll take his first base runner of the game for the Harbor Hawks.
I suppose Clayton now probably will look slightly less comfortable on the mound after something like that.
Well, that was just a breaking ball that got away from him, and not what you want to do to start an inning if you're a pitcher. But Clayton has had great control to this point. Just lost his grip on a pitch there. Dominic Johnson appears to be just fine, just barely clipped him in the top of the helmet. So he's aboard at first now, gets a short leadoff, now extends it. Callum Clark holding him on, and Clayton works out of the stretch. First pitch to Mitchell Hardigan fouled off. Good speed aboard for Dominic Johnson. Looking forward to seeing if he'll try and test Anthony Frechette behind the dish just for the second time in this CCBL season for the Gatemen. That ball gets away from Frechette. It was ball 1, and Dominic Johnson advances to second base.
That one, I mean, we've just seen a couple shaky pitches from Clayton. That one definitely low and away, and Frechette tried to make a play. I think he could have stopped that one, but those two, we just haven't seen too many errant pitches from Clayton so far.
Now runner in scoring position. Clayton comes right back with a fastball. Hardigan swings through it and goes down 1-2. Dominic Johnson hit by a pitch to lead off the inning. Took second a moment ago. A ball and 2 strikes on Hardigan. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout of the ball game for Nick Clayton, and that's out number 1 in the bottom of the third.
And I think that's just what you want if you're Nick Clayton, a strikeout after a few shaky pitches, obviously with Johnson on second. You just want to put one away and a strikeout. Perfect way to do it, so one away helps him resettle a little bit.
Here's the 9-hitter, Ryan Romano. Digs in, waits for Clayton's first offering. Clayton, step over, pickoff move to second base, no throw, but Dominic Johnson retreats. Now he'll get a lead again. Tommy Troy working with him at second base, trying to keep the runner close. The first pitch to Romano is a fastball high. Romano into this game hitting 176. 0 for 4 against the Gatemen the first time these two teams met. That was back at Spillane Field. Clayton kicks and fires that one on the ground to third base. Morales picks it up, tags the runner out, throws to first, and not in time. And they're going to say no tag at third base. So Dominic Johnson was running to third. It looked from my vantage point like Morales tagged him out, but the umpire there said safe. So now the throw to first didn't get the runner, and that puts men on first and third with still one out in the bottom of this third inning.
Now, that makes the stop from Clark at first base all the more important. That was a really good stop from him, and I thought that it was just a good play. Great, so the first base, so Romano doesn't get to second, but with that tag apparently not being made from Morales, that's huge. That most definitely keeps a run from scoring.
So Clayton facing his first trouble of the ball game. As a bunt by Caden Rose is laid down. The pitch comes home and in time to get the runner. The safety squeeze was on for the Harbor Hawks, and Clayton on a bunt that went right back to him gets off the mound, flips it to Frechette at home plate, and he applies the tag for out number 2.
Well executed there from Clayton and Frechette. A little bit of a collision between Johnson and Frechette, but Frechette there staying strong and a much-needed tag, so that keeps a run from scoring, and that helps Clayton for sure. So runners on first and second, much better than that run scoring.
If you're Caden Rose in the leadoff spot, that's the one place you can't put your bunt. Other than popping it up, you don't want to send it back to the pitcher, and because Clayton's the only one who can come off the mound and make that play at home plate, and that's exactly what he did. So still 1-0 in favor of the Gatemen. The first pitch to Kyle Ball was fouled off. Runner at first and a runner at second for the Harbor Hawks. No balls and a strike on Kyle Ball. Clayton out of the stretch. Misses low with a fastball.
And Ball, excuse me, Nick, Ball spent last summer with DeLand in the Florida Collegiate League. Played in 11 games. It's interesting, of course, Cape Cod not playing last summer. Some leagues in other parts of the country were, so he was able to play last summer down in Florida.
Clayton set. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball stays upstairs. For the most part so far this evening, Clayton has had good command of that slider, but lost control of it a couple times this inning. One to hit the leadoff man, Dominic Johnson, on the first pitch of the bottom of the third. And then there, just losing his release point to Kyle Ball. Sends this count to 2-1. Runner still on first and second. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. A fastball right by him. Plenty of daylight left here at McKeon Park on a gray Saturday evening. The lights are on here. 2-2 count to Kyle Ball. Grounded third base side, foul.
That one a better slider there from Clayton. That one seemed like it was more where he wanted, in that sort of low and away spot. He's had a few. Some of those have stayed up high. Of course, we saw the one hitting Johnson, and this one earlier in that at bat, but that slider definitely more in that zone where he would want it.
We'll try the 2-2 to Ball again. That one lined out to right field. Cade Kern over to his glove side, makes the catch. Cade Kern tracking it down all the way toward the corner on a line shot off the bat of Kyle Ball. It was hard hit, but Nick Clayton navigates out of the third. Keeps the Harbor Hawks scoreless, and we'll go to the fourth, leading 1-0.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, all 10 teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From the Cape to the majors, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One to nothing lead for the Gatemen as we start the top of the fourth inning from McKeon Park. Yohandy Morales, Owen Diodati, and Kellum Clark coming to the plate for Wareham. And after 3 innings of very good pitching from Adrian Saravo for the Harbor Hawks, he exits the ballgame and gives way to David Furtado.
Yeah, it was really a good performance from Saravo. Furtado, left-hander out of Wake Forest. 1-4 record this past season. In 25 2/3, had a 6.31 ERA and 27 strikeouts. So different look, again a lefty for the Gatemen here in the bottom of the fourth. We did not see Furtado in the past meeting with Wareham. Again, we did see Saravo, so Gatemen haven't seen him before.
So a new look for the Gatemen in Furtado on in a Cape League game for the 4th time this season. Pitched 7 innings, allowed just 2 earned runs. So the lefty's been good so far and gets a ground ball off the bat of Yohandy Morales, picks it up and throws to first. And a good pickup on the back end from Marcos Pujols at first base.
It was, I think Furtado was a little bit casual with that one. He was just a little bit frazzled, I think, after that ball was hit pretty hard from Morales and made a good play to just gather it, but was maybe a little bit more absent-minded on the throw, and it certainly was. It was a good scoop from Pujols at first.
So 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 4th. Owen Diodati coming to the plate for the Gatemen. Swings through a fastball, 94 miles per hour out of the left hand of David Furtado. Now Diodati gets a breaking ball, misses low. Owen singled his first time up, scored the only run to this point in the game for either team. The fastball bounces on home plate. Diodati hands it to the catcher, Ryan Proto. Proto making his first start behind the plate today for the Harbor Hawks. Furtado out of the stretch, nobody on base. Delivers a fastball, hit high into the air, left side of the infield. Tracking it over in foul territory is Luke Mann, and he settles under it to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, that one up in the air for a long time and just rode the wind a little bit. It certainly died down a little bit more than it was at the start. That American flag in right field was blowing pretty hard, but it's a little bit calmer now, but still a good play. Definitely some sort of micro adjustments from Mann to make that play look pretty easy over at third base.
Nobody aboard, 2 outs in the top of the 4th. First pitch breaking ball to Kellum Clark. Catches the top of the zone for strike 1. That offering fouled straight back. A cool summer evening here in Hyannis. But if you take a look at Callum Clark, you'd think it was 40 degrees. Wearing a hoodie under the Gatemen jersey.
Bit of an adjustment from Mississippi, perhaps, coming up here.
Just about every other player on the field is sleeveless this evening. That one's chopped off the plate and foul. But Callum Clark is bundled up. He's protecting the plate now with 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Furtado set. Now steps off. Callum Clark waits for the 0-2. This one bounces in, blocked by the catcher Proto. Callum Clark takes it for ball 1. And that caught the home plate umpire, so Proto will take a walk to the mound. Give everybody a chance to reset. Clark faces a 1-2 count, making his second start of the Cape League season tonight. Starting at first base, coming off a good season at Mississippi State, where he was their designated hitter for most of the season, all the way through their College World Series championship run. So everybody's ready to go again. 1-2, 2 outs. Callum Clark waits for the pitch. Here it is, swing and a miss. Callum Clark goes down on strikes, and the Gatemen go in order in the 4th. They hold on to a 1-0 lead. We'll be back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
Pitchers duel to this point, just a 1-0 lead for the Gatemen over the Harbor Hawks. 2 hits for Wareham, just 1 hit for Hyannis. Gatemen visiting tonight in the first base dugout, and Nick Clayton is on for his 4th inning of work.
And leading off, it's Pujols, and Nick, you and I talked on that home run when that.
We keep calling it a home run.
It was calling it a home run,
and it looked like it from here.
It sure did. That was absolutely bombed. We all thought that was as hard as any ball we've seen hit so far this season. We've had some good candidates. We saw Cade Kern's home run at Bourne. We saw Williams a few nights ago, I believe, at YD. And that one, as crushed as anyone we've seen this season.
Was wide of the right field foul pole by nobody knows how much, but it was ruled foul. And what would have been the first run of the ball game stayed off the board. The Gatemen came up in the top of the second, took a 1-0 lead. That is where we stand. First pitch from Clayton missed low. So now Pujols digs into the left-hand batter's box again. Swings at a fastball, fouls it off the shin guard of Frechette. The burning question out there for anybody who is listening to Hyannis play for the first time: is there any relation between Marcos Pujols and the Pujols you're thinking of? The answer from Marcos himself is distant cousins. Has a fastball taken away for a strike, but not enough of a relation for it to be relevant in any way.
Any relation, I suppose, is good relation in that case.
Yes. The 1-2 to Pujols. Fouled off to the left side over the bleachers. Pujols struck out his first time up on the pitch after the 450-foot foul ball. Facing Clayton for the second time tonight. Now with a 1-2 count. Clayton out of the windup, and that's foul again.
Clayton with a pretty good mix. We've seen that breaking ball, that one a changeup, and we know his fastball's effective, and he's been working that changeup in a little bit more as of late, and it's been pretty effective. He's gotten a few batters out in front of it.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was the changeup there, as you said, Owen. And Pujols goes down on strikes.
And I thought it was a good pitch, actually, to lead off that at bat. It was good discipline from Pujols. He didn't go on a curveball, but he definitely thought about it. He sort of was starting a check swing, and as good a hitter as he is, he was able to hold up. But Clayton, again, with that fastball that can be so effective, it really opens up some opportunities for him.
So here's Luke Mann, grounded out to Clayton his first time up. Rips the first pitch he sees, foul down the right field line. Clayton starting to work his way into more of a starter's role at Clemson, trying to extend some of his outings here on the Cape League, and he's been efficient so far. Through 3 1/3 to this point. Ran into some trouble in the third inning. That one's popped foul off the bat of Luke Mann. But stranded runners on first and second when that was all said and done. Hyannis still scoreless at this point in the game. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Gatemen up 1-0. Bases empty with 1 out. The 0-2 from Clayton. Fastball upstairs. Tried to get Mann to chase. The 1-2, check swing, yes he did. He went around and Mann didn't like the call, but we had one of those last night that we didn't like. So the baseball gods even it up for the Gatemen, and that's the second out of the 4th inning.
That's the 19th strikeout of the season for Luke Mann. Strikeouts have been a fairly substantial problem for the Harbor Hawks all throughout their lineup, but that's the 19th for Mann so far this season.
First pitch to Ryan Proto, chopped foul. Two outs in the bottom of this 4th inning. As you said, the offensive struggles across the board have been present for Hyannis. We said before the game, 173 is the team batting average. That's last in the Cape Cod Baseball League.
And I would think that this is a fairly offensive-friendly park. None of the in left field all the way across to right, it's not very deep.
2 balls and a strike on Ryan Proto. And it's a good point you make, Owen, but as we said, it's more the wind that plays a factor in how friendly a ballpark is to offensive bats, more than how deep the park is, as Clayton delivers a changeup swung through by Ryan Proto. My guess is that the wind continues to blow in from left field for most of the season. As the 2-2 is chopped back to Clayton, he gloves it on the mound, underhands to Cullen Clark at first base, and that will retire the side, sending it to the 5th inning on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mixing conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier two-year maritime college.
We enter the top of the 5th at McKeon Park in Hyannis. Owen, Sughrue, and Nick Magas with you tonight, as the Gatemen lead 1-0 after 4, thanks to an RBI single from Jimmy Crooks. Leading off for the Gatemen this inning, it'll be Kern, Crooks, and Frechette. The 6, 7, 8 hitters. Kern has had his struggles recently, comes into tonight batting 160. But he does have a lot of power. He's only 2 RBIs behind Owen Diodati. He has 11 on the season. So when he connects, good things tend to happen. He just hasn't been there in the past few games. So trying to regain some of his offensive rhythm. Made a great play in the field earlier. First pitch to Kern. It's a swing and a miss.
Well, he's been swinging early in counts, and pitchers have started to catch on to that, aren't giving him strikes, especially first pitch strikes.
1 breaking ball misses outside. Kern grounded out to third in the second. And the 1-1, he takes that up high.
This is a big pitch here. Cade Kern, the right-handed hitter, facing off against a lefty Furtado. It's a chance for him to get his rhythm together, and it's a 2-1 pitch.
And Kern hits this well into right field. Moving to his right is Dominic Johnson into foul territory. Makes the catch for out number 1. So more good contact from Kern, but a good catch from Johnson. So 1 away for Jimmy Crooks.
Well, Kern just needs to keep battling through it. That was a good pitch to hit. It was a fastball, and he was just behind it a little bit, just underneath it a little bit, and when things aren't going your way, they tend to really not go your way. That was a ball that on most days would have worked its way into foul territory, all the way out of play, but Kern just unable to really get his rhythm back.
As Crooks took the first pitch for strike 1 on the outside corner. That's a breaking ball, swing and a miss from Crooks. Crooks, again, the RBI single in the second inning. That scored Diodati, who singled to lead off the inning. And that's all the scoring that there's been so far. Gatemen lead 1-0. Another breaking ball. Bounces before home plate. Crooks able to hold up. So it's 1-2. Crooks at DH tonight.
His RBI single, the only run allowed by Adrian Saravo, who started the game for Hyannis. Went 3 innings, gave up just that 1 run.
Now with a high fastball, Crooks took a swing. He fouled that back over the netting. That one a fastball at 94. Furtado able to get Crooks to chase, but Crooks able to make contact, so he stays alive. It's still 1-2. Pitch from Furtado, breaking ball. Crooks grounds this to Pujols at first. He'll take care of it himself. 2 away in the top of the 5th for Anthony Frechette after the ground out from Crooks.
Furtado already had 3 outings before tonight on the Cape League season. 2 of them went for 3 innings. One of them YD just 1 inning. But he's well on his way to working deep into this ball game if he wants to. Very efficient in cutting down these Gatemen hitters to this point.
He's looked great on the mound so far as that breaking ball works its way into the top of the zone. So it's 0-1 to Frechette, who grounded out into a fielder's choice to end the second. And the 0-1, Frechette fouls that one over the Gatemen dugout on the first base side.
Frechette still looking for his first hit of the Cape League season. Logged just 5 at-bats. He's 0 for those 5.
So with 2 strikes, Frechette will choke up on his bat, not quite into as low a stance as Jarvis, and it's a check swing from Frechette for strike 3. Gatemen go 1-2-3 here in the top of the 5th. They still lead 1-0. And we'll be back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. #Morse, of course, has your back.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29.
We enter the bottom of the 5th at McKeon Park. Nick Clayton remains on the mound for Wareham. He's been great so far, 4 scoreless, as the Gatemen lead the Harbor Hawks 1-0.
Well, it's already been the longest outing of the season for Nick Clayton. Started 3 games before he came into this one. This is his 4th start of the Cape League season. 3 2/3 was his longest start. That was in the season opener at Cotuit. Already gone through 4. He's been scoreless, and he's been really good. Big right-hander on the mound for Wareham.
Faced as much trouble as he had in the 3rd. As that's a swing and a miss from Greer, who leads things off the DH for Hyannis. That was as much stress as he'd been in. It's been 3 1-2-3 innings in the 1st, the 2nd, and the 4th. And a breaking ball misses low. Greer popped up to the catcher Frechette to end the 2nd inning. And the 1-1 coming from Clayton. Greer grounds that foul.
Greer played his freshman year at Auburn. One of a good number of journeymen we've seen in this Cape Cod League. Freshman year at Auburn, then transferred to McLennan College, a junior college in Waco, Texas, and now off to Missouri State for next season. So it'll be his 3rd school, maybe even more than that, before his college career is all said and done.
He grounds another one. Foul down that right field line. As the count remains at 1-2. Greer leading things off in the bottom of the 5th for Hyannis. Still 1-0 Wareham after the RBI single from Jimmy Crooks in the 2nd. And the 1-2 grounds this toward the right side of the infield. And a toss from Clark to Clayton at first. That's a 3-1 out for the 1st inning here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, that's my favorite part about watching Nick Clayton pitch is him throwing that changeup when he's ahead in counts, especially to left-handed hitters. He'll throw it to righties and to lefties when it's diving away of a left-handed hitter like it did to Mason Greer in that situation. Lefties just pulling off of it, rolling over it, and it's slow ground ball after slow ground ball to the right side of the infield.
So with one out, it's Dominic Johnson who fouls the first one down the left field line. So it's 0-1 for Johnson, who was hit in the third off of one of the few mistakes we've seen from Clayton so far. And then it was a good play from Clayton back to Frechette for the tag to save a run, as the breaking ball from Clayton misses low and away. Count even at 1 for Johnson with 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. He fouls another one off past the Hyannis dugout. It's 1-2 now for the right fielder.
And as we talk about Nick Clayton converting to becoming a starter, one of the big things you're looking for is, does his velocity remain consistent as he gets later into the ballgame for really the first time in this Cape League season? So far, the answer is yes. The fastball between 89 and 91.
And that one misses low and away for ball 2.
The breaking balls, the slider, the changeup also been consistent to this point. And as he starts to get tired, that's the thing you'll notice in guys who aren't used to starting games.
And the 2-2, Johnson lifts that into center field. Gonzalez backing up, now coming forward to make the catch. 2 away for Mitchell Hardigan after the fly out to center for Dominic Johnson. Hardigan, who goes by Mitch out of FAU at left field tonight. He struck out swinging in the third. This is only at bat this game. And he hits this well into the gap between right and center. Kern makes a few adjustments and makes the catch. So yet another 1-2-3 inning for Nick Clayton. Gatemen lead 1-0 after 5 on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
What's up, Gatemen fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gatemen.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gatemen gear today.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866-ASK-MARY or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedoms. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
We enter the top of the 6th at McKeon Park. Owen Sughrue and Nick Magas with you tonight. Gatemen leading 1-0. And it's Tres Gonzalez leading things off for the Gatemen. He grounded out to second in the third. David Furtado, the left-hander, still on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. As a breaking ball to Gonzalez misses low.
Been a quiet night of offense for the Gatemen. Just an RBI single from Jimmy Crooks providing the only run of the game.
And Gonzalez grounds that one just foul down the right field line, just a couple inches right of first base.
It was close, but Tres Gonzalez just couldn't straighten it out. Luckily for the Gatemen, though, Nick Clayton has made the offense look good to this point through 5 innings. Hasn't allowed a run, so they remain in control of this ball game, even though they've scored just 1 run.
Clayton's best performance so far this season. He's been outstanding. Pitch to Gonzalez, misses high and tight. It's 2-1 for the center fielder out of Georgia Tech. Gonzalez out of Sandy Springs, Georgia. He hits this into left field. Hardigan moves to his right, and he makes the play for out number 1. It's 1 away for Tommy Troy, the second baseman out of Stanford. And he's flied out to center in his last at bat in the third, and then he popped out to the shortstop in the first. And Troy hasn't seen too much action in the field tonight. We know he's very good there in the middle infield, but it's been quiet on that right side.
Started every game for the Gatemen since he arrived here at second base.
And a high breaking ball to start things off to Troy. Never dips, so it's 1-0. He grounds this one toward Pujols at first, and Pujols, like he did a few innings ago, he says to Furtado that he'll take care of it. So it's 2 away quickly for Jim Jarvis, the shortstop out of Alabama.
Well, quickly starting to realize that David Furtado just has the Gatemen's number. Hadn't seen him yet to this point in the season, but Furtado is just mowing through these Wareham hitters, and if they want a chance of putting up any more runs in this game, they need to figure out how to work him deeper into to some at-bats, work his pitch count up, because it doesn't look like he'll be coming out of this game anytime soon.
First pitch to Jarvis is a nice breaking ball in there for strike 1. It's been 8 up and 8 down for Furtado since he's come into this game.
Furtado hasn't pitched more than 3 innings on the CCBL season in any one outing. But the pitch count is certainly low enough tonight for him to go 4, maybe even 5 if the Harbor Hawk dugout will let him.
And a breaking ball to Jarvis, misses low, bounces just before home plate. Jarvis is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out in the first and then flied out to center in the third. He fouls this one off. Count at 1-2.
I don't remember the last time I saw Jim Jarvis in a plate appearance that didn't go to 2 strikes.
We certainly remember the ones that do get there.
Just about every at-bat for Jim Jarvis. 0-2, 1-2. And for as good as his 2-strike approach is, it has to be difficult to be hitting with 2 strikes on you at all times.
And a strike 3 called. So Furtado continues to have the Gatemen's number. After 5.5, Gatemen still lead 1-0 on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
After a great performance from Nick Clayton, through 5 innings, just 2 hits, no earned runs, it's Christian Rubeck on the mound for the Gatemen as they are still up 1-0 as we enter the bottom of the 6th.
Clayton was superb. 5 innings pitched, his longest Cape League start of this season. Allowed just 1 hit, did not allow a run. Put the Gatemen in a good spot heading into this 6th inning.
And it's Ryan Romano, the second baseman out of Florida State, leading things off for Hyannis. He takes strike 1. And lines this over the head of Jarvis at shortstop. Diodati in left field will collect and toss back onto the infield, so it's a leadoff single for Ryan Romano.
Clayton gave way to Christian Rubeck, and not a great start if you're Christian Rubeck. Just the second hit of the game for the Harbor Hawks and the leadoff man aboard in the bottom of the 6th inning.
This is Rubeck's 4th appearance in the Cape League season. He's been great in his previous appearances. 2.08 ERA. And Rose grounds this over to Morales at second, could be 2, and the throw over to first is in time. So a 5-4-3 double play puts away Romano and Caden Rose. Great play from Morales, Troy, and Clark. Brings up Kyle Ball.
It's perfect from Christian Rubeck. Gave up the leadoff single, and with a man on first base, goes first pitch sinker to one of the better hitters in this Harbor Hawk order. Caden Rose gets the ground ball he was looking for to third base, to second base, to first, and just like that, 2 outs in the inning.
And it's Kyle Ball, the shortstop. He grounds this to Jarvis at short, charges, and tosses over to Clark for out number 3. So a good start for Rubeck. And after 6, Gatemen lead 1-0 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Top of the 7th from McKeon Park. Just debating a moment ago whether that inning went 3 or 4 pitches. We decided on 4 pitches. It was Ryan Romano who came up and took a pitch before singling, but then Christian Rubeck, who came into the game for the Gatemen, induces the double play, and then on the first pitch to the third batter of the inning, Kyle Ball, gets him to ground out to shortstop. So very efficient for Christian Rubeck after Clayton goes 5 innings. And we start the top of this 7th inning with the Gatemen up 1-0, and Morales, Diodati, and Clark coming to the plate for Wareham.
Morales has struggled so far tonight. He's 0 for 2, but he's been gaining momentum offensively.
Fastball taken inside, but that's a strike. Grabbed at the inside corner. Morales asks the home plate umpire, who reaffirms his decision, and now 0-2 on Morales. David Furtado back on the mound, delivers a breaking ball low, blocked in the dirt by Ryan Proto. Furtado has been great through 3 innings. Has not allowed a base runner yet after coming on in relief for Adrian Saravo. Morales attacks that pitch, fouls it off straight over the backstop.
Morales, a freshman All-America from collegiate baseball this past season, rising sophomore at Miami.
Spits on a breaking ball, and the count goes 2-2.
I thought that was a good pitch from Furtado.
Well, it's right where he wanted it, but not in the strike zone. Tried to finish it on the back foot of Morales, and he did. The 2-2 misses low. Morales fell down behind in the count 0-2, and now has worked it all the way back to full. The payoff pitch, lifted in the air, that's twisting over the first base dugout and foul.
Morales did well, I thought, just to foul that one off. A good fastball, probably a little bit above the zone, but he chased, and just to make contact helps him stay alive.
Morales, a very good fastball hitter. Should be fairly comfortable in this count, knowing that's what he's probably going to get from Furtado. Meanwhile, Furtado has been locating just about all of his pitches very well, so he can go to the bag here. Morales does get the fastball, grounds it to shortstop. Kyle Ball to first base, and that's out number 1.
The streak continues for Furtado. That's the second time Morales has seen him, and same result.
Ten batters faced now for David Furtado. He's put away all 10. And with 1 out in the top of this 7th inning, Diodati comes to the plate. Gets a first pitch breaking ball, as he has so many times in this past week. Able to take that for ball 1. Furtado has a fastball, though, that sits in the mid-90s. Wouldn't be surprised if he chooses to attack Diodati with it here, but comes with a breaking ball and gets it over for strike 1. Diodati stays in the box, waits for the 1-1, now grounds it to the second base side. Romano gobbles it up, throws to first. And Diodati is retired.
Well, he got the fastball, and I thought it was 2 good takes, especially on that first one. Low and away, good from Diodati. Again, he sometimes chased those breaking balls low and away, and another one at the 1-0 count that was in there for a strike, but still I thought a good take, good patience from Diodati, and then got the fastball and just didn't put it where he wanted, but got and waited for the pitch that he liked.
The second straight lefty in this Gatemen order comes to the plate. Kellum Clark at first base tonight. Took ball 1. Furtado set. Clark swings and misses. 1-1 is the count. The velocity has started to dip for Furtado. Fastball at 90 miles per hour. Definitely not slow, but not where he was when he first came into this game. Now comes another fastball. Clark checks it up. And he did not go. Took a long time to appeal to third base, but when they finally got it squared away, they ruled that the bat did not cross home plate, and the count goes 2-1.
Well, that's at least the view that we wanted. The third base umpire able to make the play.
You got it, Owen. The 2-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, and now a hitter's count for Kellum Clark. Clark joined the team just yesterday out of Mississippi State. 0 for 2 in this game after going 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch last night. The 3-1. Fastball inside, that's ball 4. The first base runner allowed by David Furtado comes with 2 outs in the 7th inning. He had retired all 11 of the first Gatemen hitters he faced, and now puts a man aboard with Cade Kern coming to the dish.
So strange to see a runner on base for Wareham. It's been several innings now. I suppose the walk, the best way to do it.
Kern rips a ball to left field. That's down for a base hit. Puts runners on first and second, but more importantly, breaks a long slump for Cade Kern. And nice to see him back on the hit train.
And you talked about it earlier, Nick, swinging at a few pitches early in counts, but that one, good fastball right in the zone. That's the type of pitch he likes, and just able to pull it into left field. And really nice for Kern. It had been a while since he'd been on base, and these past several at-bats he struggled, and against a pitcher that's been so good in this appearance for him, an extra good sign for Kern.
So now the pitching coach, Ray Korn, out of the dugout for Hyannis. He'll meet on the mound with Furtado and the catcher, Ryan Proto. And they'll talk over how they want to approach Jimmy Crooks. Crooks, the everyday catcher for the Wareham Gatemen, designated hitter tonight. He's provided the only run of the ballgame for the Gatemen on an RBI single in the 2nd. Grounded out to first in the 5th. And now coming to the plate for the 3rd time tonight, and a runner in scoring position and another runner at first, here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Furtado will remain on the mound. This is already his longest outing of his Cape League career. Through 3 innings twice earlier in the season. Now through 3 2/3 already tonight. And here's the first pitch to Crooks. It's a fastball inside. Crooks lays off, and it goes 1-0 on number 8 for the Wareham Gatemen. Kellum Clark walked with 2 outs. Cade Kern singled a moment ago. Now runners at first and second as another fastball delivered low. Crooks got the catbird seat 2-0.
Crooks, we talked about Mason Greer, who's at McLennan College, DH for Hyannis. Now, Crooks was there in 2020.
Crooks goes after a fastball, rolls it foul toward the first base dugout. This is a big 2-1 pitch coming. Probably the biggest count in baseball when you're talking about throwing a strike for a pitcher. 2-2 puts the hitter behind with only 1 strike to give, but if he goes 3-1, then it gives Crooks a chance to swing. Here's the 2-1. Crooks hacks at a breaking ball, chops it foul. Furtado does his job, and now 2 strikes on Jimmy Crooks.
It was a big sweeping breaking ball from Furtado. Really nice pitch against the left-handed Crooks. And Crooks, I think there, did well just to get a piece of it. It was going down so quickly.
He would have liked more than that with a 2-1 count. Now it's 2-2, 2 outs, runners at first and second for the Gatemen. The pitch misses low, and that fills up the count. Another big pitch coming to Jimmy Crooks. David Furtado has been excellent so far. 1, 2, 3 in 3 consecutive innings, but now in trouble for the first time in this ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. Gatemen ahead 1-0. Here's the 3-2 to Crooks. Chopped foul. The runners were off with the pitch. They'll retreat.
Interesting. He's gone 2 fastballs. I thought he really went for it on the 2-2 count. It was a fastball at 94 and just missed low and away, and then right back to it. That one at 93. Crooks fouls that one off. So a really good at bat here from Crooks, working himself back into it.
3-2, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Kellum Clark running from second, Cade Kern running from first. The pitch to Crooks. High drive to right field. Going back on it is Johnson, and it's out of here. Jimmy Crooks on a 3-2 pitch lines it over the right field wall and gives the Gatemen a 4-0 lead in the 7th.
A great at-bat from Jimmy Crooks. Worked himself back into it, fouled a couple off. And on a night when Furtado has been so good, he's been unhittable coming into this inning. Crooks adds his 2nd home run of the year. And huge 3 runs for Wareham here in the 7th.
Gatemen had led for almost the entire game, but as you said, 3 huge insurance runs. Now it's 4-0 with Frechette coming to the plate, and Jimmy Crooks, who had been the Gatemen's defensive MVP all season, has really started to show his bat as well, as that one's grounded softly to the right side. Picked up by Romano. The throw to first gets away. It'll be scored as an infield single. Ryan Romano was moving in on it, couldn't quite get the throw to Pujols at first, and Frechette picks up his first hit of the Cape League season.
And it's tough here if you're Furtado. He's 1 strike away from heading back to the dugout through nearly 4 flawless innings, but the mistake to Crooks and he connected. You got to credit Crooks. It was a beautiful home run, and now with another man on, it's just been a bit of a reversal here for Furtado.
Crooks sent it out on a line to give the Gatemen a 4-run lead. Now Tres Gonzalez at the plate checks it up. He did go around. And Furtado just trying to navigate his way out of the 7th. The Gatemen couldn't touch him for the first 3 innings he was on the mound. But a 2-out walk and then a 2-out single from Cade Kern kept the inning alive for Jimmy Crooks. Now Frechette on base as well as Tres Gonzalez waits for the 0-1. That one grounded to the right side. Pujols says, I got it, to his pitcher. Picks it up and records out number 3. Not before the damage is done, though. Jimmy Crooks with a 3-run shot puts the Gatemen up 4-0. We'll be back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit.
Back for the bottom of the 7th. Just finished stretch time here at McKeon Park. Jimmy Crooks put the Gatemen fans in a good mood just last half inning. After a 3-run shot gave the Gatemen a 4-0 lead. They've out-hit the Harbor Hawks 5-2. Nick Magas and Owen Sughrue back on the Gatemen Baseball Network. And before we get started with the bottom of the 7th inning, a look at scores around the league. Brewster just defeated Cotuit 5-3. That gives the Gatemen a chance to take sole possession of second place, even with just 1 point tonight. Chatham ahead of Harwich as well in the top of the 7th. Bourne, of course, ahead of YD 6-2 in the bottom of the 5th. As Falmouth and Orleans were canceled. We mentioned that earlier with the Falmouth field still experiencing some heavy water damage after the heavy rains just a day ago. Coming to the plate now For the Harbor Hawks, it's Marcus Pujols. Christian Rubeck back on the mound as he takes a fastball outside for ball 1.
I always think, going back to that loss for Katuitt, that win for your team and loss for your rival team or the team that you're vying for a spot with, that's always music to your ears. And Wareham with a chance for that here.
Pujols takes 2 consecutive strikes and now falls 1-2 to Christian Rubeck. It's a good feeling, Owen. If the Gatemen could indeed move into second place as Pujols goes down on strikes. 3 strikeouts on the evening for Marcos Pujols. An interesting night for him after he had perhaps the hardest hit ball that we've seen all night, but that was foul. He went down on strikes in the first, and now for the 3rd time tonight, heads back to the dugout.
I think he's been frazzled since that. He might still think it was fair, like you and I certainly did at the start.
First pitch swinging is Luke Mann. That's down the third base line. No handy over there to try and make the catch. It falls in play, but he runs into the wall, unable to make the catch. It'll go as a foul ball. It's strike 1 on Luke Mann. Christian Rubeck has done good work for the Gatemen to this point. Just a 2.07 ERA in 4 1/3 innings pitched. For him this year at Oklahoma, wasn't so fortunate. A 10.38 ERA as he delivers strike 2 to Luke Mann. Across 13 innings pitched this year at Oklahoma. He's now in the transfer portal, but been appearing well in games for the Gatemen. Fastball, gloved by Frechette. That's way upstairs. So the count goes to 1-2 on the cleanup hitter for the Harbor Hawks, Luke Mann. 0 for 2 tonight with a ground out to the pitcher and a strikeout.
That's been tough all season for Mann, coming into tonight batting just 161.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 2 batters in this bottom of the 7th inning. Both of them strike out. And Christian Rubeck is feeling good. A road warrior for the Gatemen, has appeared in 4 games now this season, all 4 of them on the road. Has not pitched at Spillane Field. Now here's the catcher, Ryan Proto. Swings at the first pitch, sends it high in the air to right field. Cade Kern moving toward the line, coming on, makes the catch, and that's out number 3. So Rubeck sits him down 1-2-3 in the 7th, going to the 8th, ahead 4-0 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden-fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Top of the 8th inning coming your way on the Gatemen Baseball Network. A 4-0 lead for the visiting Wareham Gatemen ahead of the home Hyannis Harbor Hawks. How's that for some alliteration? Starting this 8th inning on the mound is Noah Hall on in relief for David Furtado, who was really good through 3, ran into some trouble in his 4th inning of work. Gave up 3 runs, all 3 of them coming on a home run from Jimmy Crooks. And now Jimmy Crooks has provided all 4 runs batted in the game for the Gatemen. Look at the standings for a moment. Cotuit lost tonight. So the Gatemen have a chance to take sole control of second place in the West Division with a win or a tie. They're well on their way with a 4-0 lead into the 8th, and the top of the order coming up. Tommy Troy, the second baseman out of Stanford, takes strike 1.
Past season at App State, Hall with a 3.99 ERA and 49 2/3.
Making his Cape Cod League debut is Hall. Throws a good breaking ball to Tommy Troy, catches the outside corner. And Troy quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes.
Weird to see Troy 0 for 3. He's been so good. He had a great home run to left field at home a few nights ago and down 0-2.
That 2-run shot put the Gatemen ahead of Harwich, a lead which they ultimately gave up in the top of the 9th inning. And a game that they finished in a tie. The first of 2 consecutive ties for the Gatemen, trying to get back in the win column tonight. Now a ball and 2 strikes on Troy, who sends one the other way and past Pujols, who couldn't pick up a tough hop. It was a shot. It hit before the first baseman, Marcos Pujols, but unable to dig it out, and that should go down as a hit for Tommy Troy, who got a good piece of that baseball and sent it into right field.
Yeah, that one, interestingly, that one did just take a bounce off the dirt here, and as this game goes on, it gets more and more inconsistent and just took a hop right over Pujols. Pujols could have made a play on it, but it would have been really tough. So
my battles with the official scores continue as Jarvis steps in and takes strike 1. That went down as an error on the first baseman, Marcos Pujols, who I don't believe touched that ball, but it's going to go E3. Troy still aboard to start this 8th inning, but either way, he's probably the most disappointed man in the ballpark as he is now 0 for 4 instead of 1 for 4. He gets his lead off of first base. Hall takes a look over and now throws over, and the throw gets by Pujols. Troy will move into second base, and he won't stop. He's taking off for third. No throw, and he is in safely. Tommy Troy going first to third on an overthrown pickoff. And now Jim Jarvis with nobody out in the top of this 8th inning, a chance to drive in a run.
Yeah, really good base running there from Troy. Just saw that one went way past Pujols, and he didn't look back at second. He looked like he was going third all the way and was able to get in there standing. So really nice for Jarvis. No outs. Troy on third. Good position to score some more.
Jarvis in the box, checks it up, takes a ball, evens the count at 1. It had been a clean game to this point for both teams. No errors for our guys, no errors for their guys, but just like that, a 2 in that error column for the Harbor Hawks. First it was the misplay by Pujols at first, and now the overthrow puts Tommy Troy on third. Jim Jarvis in the box, waits for the 1-1, takes a strike. As if there were any other possible outcome to Jim Jarvis in that count. Once again down 1-2. The infield is in for the Harbor Hawks. The outfield playing their normal positions. As Jarvis spits on a breaking ball, evens the count at 2.
Good stop there from Proto. That one in the dirt. Proto had to shift pretty strongly to his right. So with Troy on third, that's key. Good play for Proto. Keeps it in front of him.
4-0 in the top half of the 8th inning. Chance to add an insurance run here with Tommy Troy 90 feet away. It will likely be Christian Rubeck back on the mound for Wareham. He's thrown 2 innings to this point, but been really, really good for Wareham out of the bullpen in relief of Nick Clayton. Jarvis, a swing and a miss. Throw goes to first base on a drop third strike, picked up by Pujols. And Tommy Troy retreats to third.
And that one, a sneaky good play, I think, from Pujols. That was not an easy throw. It wasn't the throw that Proto envisioned.
No, it was not.
And Pujols sort of had to make a scoop over there at first, kind of on the fly, just in the bottom of his glove, based on the trajectory of it. So another good play from Pujols, saving another miscue over there at first base.
That would have scored a run as well as Tommy Troy now with 1 out, still on third base. Yohandy Morales at the plate. And for Jim Jarvis, a guy who doesn't strike out often, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts tonight. Morales takes a breaking ball in the dirt.
The top 3 batters for the Gatemen have really struggled. Troy, the only one to reach, and that was just on the error here in the 8th. Again, looked like a hit, but a tough night for the first 3.
Noah Hall from the stretch. That one skied toward the infield. Ryan Romano at second base calls everybody off and makes the catch for out number 2. Noah Hall is battling here after Tommy Troy reached third with nobody out. He comes back, strikes out Jarvis, pops out Morales, and is now Owen Diodati away from getting out of this inning unscathed. Either way, it will go down as an unearned run if Troy does indeed come home, as it was an error on Pujols at first base that put him aboard. Diodati sends a shot down the right field line, but that's foul. It was a first pitch breaking ball, as he has seen so many times now in this past week. He was ready for it, he jumped on it, but just couldn't straighten it out.
And Diodati, it's very clear his offensive potential. One area where he has struggled, interestingly, is with men on third base, and he's been in that situation a lot and finds himself with Troy there now, so trying to change that.
But a big swing from Diodati sends a shot to right center field, and Dominic Johnson over there to make the catch on the track. Diodati got a good pitch to hit, sent it deep to right field, but Johnson over there to make a very nice play in his second good play in right field tonight, robbing the Gatemen of another hit. They strand a runner on third, still ahead 4-0 are the Gatemen. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community, with some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra...
Bottom of the 8th inning with the Harbor Hawks coming to the plate, down 4-0 on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas alongside Owen Sughrue, as 2 more chances for the Harbor Hawks stand in the way of the Gatemen getting out of this game with a win, getting back to 500, and taking sole control of second place in the West Division. Rubeck back on the mound, comes with a first pitch changeup swung through by the leadoff man in this inning, Mason Greer. Slider misses low and inside to Greer, evens the count at 1.
Greer's offensive struggles have continued tonight. He's 0 for 2.
Fastball catches the inside corner. Rubeck, the pitcher, goes back ahead. 1-2 on Mason Greer. Ball taken low. The reason we're talking so much about this second place spot, we should clarify, because the top two teams in each of these divisions, the East Division and the West Division in Cape Cod, that's a line drive sent to third, gloved by Morales. Yohandy Morales, right place at the right time, and that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 8th.
Good play there from Morales. Didn't even have to move too much, just the way that ball was slicing towards him, but still good heads-up play at third base. And a nice quick out here in the 8th.
As I was saying, each of the top two teams in each division make the postseason, unlike how it usually is in the Cape Cod Baseball League when 4 of the 5 teams in each division make the playoffs. Just 4 total teams this year get a spot in that postseason. So for the rest of this season, as we're almost halfway through it now, these teams will be battling it out for those top 2 spots in their divisions. Ground ball sent back toward the pitcher, Rubeck, off the bat of Dominic Johnson, and the throw goes down the first base line. Past Kellum Clark and into the corner. Cade Kern able to pick it up, send it back into the infield, but not before Dominic Johnson is around first and into second, reaching on the first error of the game for the Gatemen. Dare I call it an error before it's officially scored. And now Don Snedden out of the dugout to argue interference on the base runner. Johnson was moving down the line just a little bit inside the first base line, so Snedden might have a case, but I can't imagine this is a call that they'll overturn.
I would say the same. It didn't look to me like Johnson was doing anything to move into that path. It looked to me like he was just running as he normally would. My guess is he didn't have much of an idea where that throw would be coming from, so he was just going to first as he normally would, and not an easy throw for Rubeck. He had to sort of sidearm it and try to sneak it between the runner, Johnson, and then to the first baseman, Clark, and just a lot going on for Clark. He had Johnson charging toward him. He had the ball coming and just not able to make the play.
So the umpires meet. They're talking it over right in front of the first base bag. 3-man crew tonight for the men in black shirts, and they're going to call him out. Wow, they're calling the base runner, Dominic Johnson, out on runner's interference. I haven't seen a call like that in a long time, and I haven't seen them change a call like that in ever.
I think that's a great point, Nick, because I would be much less surprised if they called it and then, left it. But in this case, they had to overturn that, and I'm as surprised as anybody. I would not have guessed that would be the call after seeing that play. It didn't look to me like he was in there in any unusual way, but still it's called, so he heads back to the dugout, and I guess not surprisingly, Hyannis not happy about that.
Well, the skipper for the Harbor Hawks, Gary Calhoun, out of the dugout to argue. But after they've changed the call once, it's not going anywhere this time.
Double jeopardy on the Gatemen's side.
The home plate umpire wasn't going to reverse it, so someone, either the first base or the third base umpire, must have seen something. I would imagine it's the first base umpire who probably had the best look at that play, must have seen something to rule it interference on Dominic Johnson. And rarely you see a manager like Don Snedden did come out of the dugout and convince the umpires to change a call, but that's exactly what happened. And after the Gatemen had some bad luck with the umpires last night, as we said earlier, the baseball gods seem to be evening the score as Mitch Hardigan steps in and takes ball 1. Rubeck comes with a fastball. That one's outside as well. 2-0 on Hardigan.
Hardigan out of Jupiter, Florida, staying in state to attend FAU.
We'll have 2 guys on this Harbor Hawks team from FAU. There's a fastball catches the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Caleb Pendleton as well out of Florida Atlantic. Saw him in the lineup when the Gatemen first played the Harbor Hawks at home. Not in the lineup tonight as the fastball misses outside from Rubeck.
FAU, I believe Lane Kiffin,
yes,
football coach,
He really made FAU famous. Lane Kiffin made a lot of things famous. As a changeup swung through and missed by Mitch Hardigan. Rubeck out of the windup with a 3-2 count, misses inside. And puts Hardigan aboard with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Rubeck allowed a base runner in his first inning of work in the 6th, but then he was quickly retired. It was Ryan Romano with a base hit, and then he was cut down on a 5-4-3 double play on the very next pitch. Since then, he's been clean up until now, walking the 8-hitter Mitch Hardigan, and a big out to get coming to the plate, Ryan Romano. Don't want to send it back to Rose at the top of the order. High fastball cut through and missed. Romano in the right-hand batter's box. 60 feet 6 inches away is Christian Rubeck, trying to get out of this inning. Bottom of the 8th, it's a 4-0 lead for the Gatemen. Runner on first base, and that's a high drive to center field. Tres Gonzalez chasing it back, and he can't make the play. It goes to the wall. Gonzalez chases it down, and we start the carousel for the Harbor Hawks. Romano into third base, and Mitch Hardigan all the way around to score from first. The first run of the game for Hyannis, and they cut the deficit to 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, the good night continues for Ryan Romano. Had 2 singles. That was in the 3rd and the 6th. And now with a triple. He's been excellent in the 9 spot for the Harbor Hawks. He's easily been their best hitter tonight. And an RBI triple there puts them on board.
The Gatemen had pitched well across the board. It was Nick Clayton who started the game, got through 5 scoreless, and Rubeck was clean until now. Of course, runs are going to come across, even with a team that hits as poorly as the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, as it's a breaking ball taken for ball 1. Fastball taken, evens the count at 1. Caden Rose at the dish now after Ryan Romano drove in the first run of the game for Hyannis. Breaking ball low and away. Rubeck trying to settle down and get an out.
Well done there from Frechette. Also on that slider, that one went in the dirt. He had to shift again to his right. Rose a righty, but still a good play there from Frechette.
Breaking ball caught the middle of the plate. Count now 2-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Harbor Hawks already with one run in this frame. Fastball upstairs to the leadoff man, Caden Rose. Romano tripled to drive in the first run of the game for Hyannis. He's on third. Rubeck with a full count would like to get out of it here. Out of the stretch is Rubeck. Here's the pitch. Driven to left center field. Going back on it is Gonzalez once again, and he makes the catch. Gonzalez ranging all the way over from his position in dead center field into the left center gap. Runs it down on the warning track, and after 2 hard hit balls in a row for Hyannis, the Gatemen retire the side on the second of those. Going to the 9th, it's a 4-1 lead for the Gatemen.
We enter the top of the ninth. Gatemen leading 4-1 in Hyannis. Owen Sughrue and Nick Magas with you tonight as the Gatemen try to get a win against the Harbor Hawks. It's a new pitcher for Hyannis. It's Jonah Scolaro out of Florida State. Scolaro, left-hander. He'll face Kellum Clark, the first baseman, to start things off as Clark takes a fastball inside for ball 1.
Bit of a scoring clarification here. Tommy Troy came up to lead off the 8th inning for the Gatemen and hit a line shot to first base. The pickup wasn't made by Marcos Pujols as Kellum Clark takes strike 1. But it was originally scored as an error, and Tom Gay made sure, the president of the Wareham Gatemen, made sure that that was scored a hit. So Tommy Troy now 1 for 4.
So we call a players president is Tom Gay.
Yes, he is. And glad to hear that he was incensed as I was, that was ruled an error. I have had my fair share of disagreements with official scorers this year, and nice to know that someone is backing me up.
It's 2-1 for Kellum Clark as he takes that one. It's 3-1. I heard a cool story about Red Auerbach for Bill Russell when he first came to the Celtics, and Red Auerbach eviscerated one of the refs in a game, and it was the first time any coach had done that for Bill Russell. Russell had endured so much racism in his career, and Auerbach went to fight for him, and he appreciated that. And that one is in there for strike 2, so the count's full for Kellum Clark. And the payoff pitch from Scolaro is in the dirt. And Clark's hustles down to first base. Kept an eye on that ball if he had a chance to go to second, but he stays on first. That brings up Cade Kern.
Well, Kellum Clark getting his second start at first base today for the Gatemen. And a nice scene before yesterday's game in Chatham. Ron Polk, the longtime head coach at Mississippi State, there for 30 years, considered the godfather of SEC baseball, and there to watch them win a national championship this year. As Kern digs in and takes a pitch, takes strike 1.
A change here for Cade Kern.
But yesterday before the game in Chatham, saw Ron Polk coaching up Kellum Clark on first base. A couple of Mississippi State guys working together from 2 very different generations, and it was nice to see. The kind of thing that happens all the time on ball fields, especially here in Cape Cod.
And Cade Kern shows bunt and is able to pull back, but it's in for a strike. So it's 0-2 for Kern. Kern's 1 for 3 tonight. He singled in the 7th and then scored off of the home run from Crooks. So Clark takes his lead on first. No outs. 0-2 to Kern. That's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And that one was in the dirt, but Kern heads back to the dugout. It's Jimmy Crooks at DH tonight. He's proven that he merits a spot in the lineup. Again, usually a catcher, but at DH tonight he's 2 for 3 with a huge 3-run home run in the 7th. That put the Gatemen up 4-0 at the time. After a run in the bottom of the 8th for Hyannis, Gatemen lead 4-1.
Well, when your catcher is also becoming your best hitter, you better find a spot for him in the lineup.
His success has continued tonight as he takes a fastball up high for ball 1.
Gatemen have 4 runs on the evening, all 4 of them driven in by Jimmy Crooks. An RBI single in the 2nd and then a 3-run homer in the 7th.
And Crooks hits this well into center field, backing up his Rose toward the wall. He makes the catch, and that sends Clark back to first. So a very loud out from Jimmy Crooks. Another well-hit ball to center field, but it records out number 2.
Well, that's just a sign of how well Jimmy Crooks is seeing the ball. Just missed another home run. Caden Rose back there with his back against the wall in dead center field to make that catch. Jimmy Crooks just a few feet away from another home run.
Almost a 6 RBI night for Crooks.
He'll have to settle with 4.
So it's Frechette, the catcher. He takes a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for strike one. Frechette is 1 for 3 tonight. After Crooks' home run, he followed that with a single in the 7th. And the pitch misses low in the dirt. It's Clark on first after he walked to lead off the inning here in the top of the 9th.
Scalaro, the pitcher now for Hyannis out of Florida State. On for the 6th time this year. He pitched an inning and a third in the Harbor Hawks 4-0 loss at Wareham earlier this season.
Pitch to Frechette. He fouls that one up high and over the right field bleachers here in Hyannis. Sun setting here in Hyannis. A pretty night. It was a cloudy, mostly overcast day, and the clouds have cleared for tonight. It's not warm. It's been a chilly day, and temperatures dropped as it goes on. That fouls off by Frechette. And perhaps no one feeling that temp drop in the temperature more than Callum Clark. Acclimating to the climate here in New England, coming up from down south.
And let's be clear, it is not cold out here.
Might see him
I'm from the
parka.
Midwest. Oh, and you're from around here. You know it is not that cold out here.
It's 1-2. That's hit weakly into shallow left field, but that drops before the shortstop, who tosses over to the third baseman. Man, and safe is Clark. A real heads-up play from the center fielder Rose after taking that on a hop. A good throw, a good tag from Mann, but Clark in safely. So it's runners on the corners with 2 outs for Tres Gonzalez.
Well, Frechette turning this into a good night at the plate. Now 2 for 4. Picked up his first hit in the 7th inning of his Cape Cod League career. It was an infield single. And now with his first real hit of his Cape League career, this went into the outfield, and it sends Callum Clark from first to third. And Frechette turns it into a good day.
Good sign for the catcher out of George Washington. It brings up Gonzalez. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded out to second in the 3rd, and then flied out to left in the 6th, and grounded out to Pujols at first in the 7th. So with runners on the corners, Gatemen leading 4-1, 2 outs.
Unfortunately for Frechette, there isn't much he could possibly do to unseat Jimmy Crooks from his starting spot behind the dish. He'd have to throw out like 7 runners and drive in a bajillion runs before Snedden would even think about taking Crooks out of that spot. But these guys hope to ham and egg it well down the stretch for the Gatemen.
This combination has worked out pretty well tonight. Crooks, certainly one of the best catchers in the Cape League thus far. It's the breaking ball to Gonzalez, misses high and inside, so it's 2-0 to the center fielder out of Georgia Tech.
Catcher Proto out to talk to Scalaro for a moment. I'll remind you that Brewster beat Katuitt earlier today. Katuitt came into today tied with the Gatemen in that second place spot in the West Division, but that ball's taken low by Gonzalez. The Gatemen have a chance now with any points scored in tonight's game, either with a win or a tie, can take sole possession of that second place spot.
Good opportunity for the Gatemen here against the Harbor Hawks. Pitch to Gonzalez, misses low and inside, so it's ball 4. That loads the bases for the leadoff man, Tommy Troy.
Now, we told you in the 8th inning, Troy was 0 for 4. He is now 1 for 4, as that scoring correction was made on the play at first base. I was upset, Troy was upset, and Tom Gay proves himself to be not only a player's president, but a broadcaster's president.
So 3 aboard for the second baseman out of Stanford, Troy. He takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Troy now 1 for 4 on the night. As a ball gets behind the dugout. Looks like it was perhaps from the Gatemen bullpen. So with that squared away, throw from Jarvis back to his teammates. The 0-1 coming to Troy, and that's a breaking ball into dirt. So it's 1-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. 1-1 is a fastball that's in there for a strike. It's 1-2. And 1-2 coming from the lefty Scalaro. Big breaking ball. Grounded back toward the pitcher, and he tosses over to Pujols for out number 3. So the Gatemen leave them loaded in the top of the 9th. They still lead 4-1. Harbor Hawks with a chance to tie or win in the bottom of the 9th when we Baseball Network.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys,
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports,
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinla and Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce,
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce,
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap. Welcome back to Hyannis as we wrap up tonight's game against the Harbor Hawks. Owen Sughrue and Nick Magas with you for this post-game show. Gatemen get the win 4-2. And Nick, the bats for the Gatemen sort of got done the job they needed to tonight. Nothing flashy, but they were solid.
They were solid, and it was a complete performance, not just the bats, but we'll start there for sure. The big story of tonight, Jimmy Crooks, designated hitting, because you need to keep that bat in the lineup for as hot as he's been. The batting average now a few ticks over 300 after this game. Added his second home run tonight. Also, with 4 RBI on the evening, knocked in all 4 runs for the Gatemen. He was 2 for 4 with an RBI single in the second, a big 3-run shot in the 7th that ultimately gave them some insurance runs, and it was a lead they would not relinquish for the rest of the game.
And you mentioned, too, it was an all-around performance. On the mound, too, they were very good. But Nick Clayton, who got the start, and then followed by Christian Rubeck and then Hunter Skilperort. And Clayton was phenomenal through 5 innings, no earned runs, and then Rubeck and Skilperort both giving up 1, but it was also a good night from all 3 pitchers.
Yes, Clayton was mixing all of his pitches well. It was his longest outing of the CCBL season. 5 innings pitched, allowed just 1 hit. No earned runs, struck out 5, and for him it was nice to see him